Today I'd like to pose the question, what if? What if? Ex-Beatle John Lennon was gunned down in New York City in December of 1980. Years earlier, he had stated that Christianity, quote, will go. It will vanish and shrink. I needn't argue about that. I'm right and I'll be proved right. And then he said this. He said, we're more popular, speaking of the Beatles, we're more popular than Jesus now. He said Jesus was all right, but his disciples were thick and ordinary. And I believe that what people call God is something in all of us, quote unquote. Why, ironically, Lennon spoke a lot about world peace and harmony while continually fussing with his own band members. And Lennon is also known for the lyrics to a song called Imagine, where he stated, imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. And in the song he also mentions, quote, living for today. In other words, ignoring the hereafter. And then with no countries, he also spoke of one worldism and no religion. And Lennon was simply saying, what if? What if? You know, today we live in a presumptuous world which assumes man evolved from some big bang, or assumes any religion is fine, or assumes that God will overlook sin, or that the Bible's okay, but it's not to be taken seriously, or most people are going to heaven, so there's nothing to worry about. Well, what if they're wrong? You know, people have various opinions about God and the hereafter, and basically have invented their own religious viewpoint to suit their lifestyle. Perhaps it would be a good idea to stop and consider for a moment a few things that mankind may have overlooked. What if? What if, first of all, Christ truly is the creator of everything? The father of evolution, Charles Darwin, had a miserable childhood, and it included a sad relationship with his father. In 1851, Darwin was further devastated when his daughter Annie died. Shortly after, his faith in Christianity dwindled and he stopped going to church. And then he went on to suggest that maybe God hadn't created everything, but that it had somehow evolved by chance. Well, as time went on, the creation account of the Bible was kicked out of the classroom and it was replaced by Darwin's evolution. And today we see the fruit of that with a list of well-known agnostics and atheists, including Bill Gates, Hugh Hefner, Warren Buffett, Jodie Foster, Lance Armstrong, Brad Pitt, Billy Joe, Bill Nye, George Clooney, Bill Maher, and a host of others. You know, if society can explain away God as creator, then it can live any way it wants. But under divine inspiration, Isaiah the prophet said, woe unto him that striveth with his maker. You know, the Bible clearly states that Jesus Christ did create everything in eternity past. And John the Apostle tells us, quote, in the beginning was the Word, Jesus Christ, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. You know, many of Darwin's theories of evolution have actually been disproved over the past 150 years, but sadly, they're still being taught as fact in the classroom. Well, God's fingerprints are all over nature. And the Bible says, quote, the invisible things of Him, that is God, from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, mankind, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. You know, a thinking person has no grounds to wonder about the existence of God. The Bible says, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth His handiwork. We live in a universe without walls, with endless space that goes on forever and ever. Can anyone explain that? Nehemiah 9:6 says, thou, even thou, art God alone. Thou hast made heaven, the earth, the heaven of heavens, and with all their hosts, the earth and all the things that are therein. You know, a house testifies of a carpenter who built it. A car speaks of a mechanic that put it together. You know, if we view the layout of a modern city from an airplane, we know that someone designed it and built it. You know, everything around us, from traffic lights to computers, testify of having design and intelligence behind them. And so it is with the human ear. It's too complex to have evolved. The evolution of an eye is a statistical impossibility. Someone super intelligent and powerful needed to design and to create these things. The study of anatomy alone is jaw-dropping. So is astronomy. Is it an accident that the sun is exactly 93 million miles from the Earth? If it was less, we'd be burned up. If it was further away, we'd be frozen. Is the incredible complex design of the world and the universe just an accident of evolution? Really? What if Jesus Christ really did create everything like the Bible teaches? Colossians 1:16 says, "For by Him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. All things were created by Him and for Him." It's no wonder He was able to calm the storms, walk on water, control the fish. If He was powerful enough to create it all, He could certainly control it all. Well, we'll pick up with this thought next time as we talk about what if? What if?